So the schedule is nothing but a sequence of instructions that specify the chronological order in which instruction of the concurrent transactions are executed. Concurrent transactions are executed. Concurrent is nothing but simultaneous. A schedule for a set of transactions must consist of all instructions of those transactions, must preserve the order in which the transaction instructions appear in each individual transaction. Each individual transaction. A transaction that successfully completes its execution will raise a commit instruction as the last statement. By default, transaction assumed to execute commit instruction as its last step. So, as you aware, so after completing all the instructions, the last statement should be a commit statement. So you can see here the last statement should be a commit statement. This is the end of the transaction. A transaction that fails to successfully complete its execution will call abort instruction as the last statement. Why we call abort instruction? Because the transaction is failed. So abort, the system is failed, immediately we can abort the transaction. Abort the transaction in the sense what? Simply we can do, there are two types of abort. So while we encounter the abort transaction, either we can do two kinds of tasks. Either we can restart the transaction from the beginning of the transaction, or simply we can kill the transaction. Simply we can kill the transaction. So if failure occur, simply we can abort the transaction. Even though partially committed, fail occur. Either it is the hardware failure or software failure, any kinds of crash can occur. Immediately fail occur, called the abort transaction. So once abort transaction will encounter, we can call the active transaction. Again, we can restart the transaction or we can kill the transaction. Okay, so that's why they are mentioned here. If it is the successful completion, we can call the commit instructions. If failure will occur, immediately we can call abort instruction as the last statement. Okay, so this is the schedules. So we'll show the